Welcome back to another episode of the Purple Rain podcast. It feels great to be back for a second straight time after a little 2-week hiatus, but we're back. We're better than ever. And it is episode 122. And I see K-Dog and Lisa Frankel have already started it, so they know the tradition. The 122nd episode of the Purple Rain podcast. The Samori Roll edition. The Jimmy Smith edition. Dwayne Starks. Take you back to 2000. And, most recently, Demarion Pepe Williams.
Let's go.
Yes, the newest 22 to the squad. Love that. I love all of you for coming out and spending your Monday evening with us with Sutton Def over there and Simply AS10 right here. So let me get out the way first and foremost. You can follow both of us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. On the stories, latest news of, when the season comes around, all the news, all the scores, all of that is going to be on the stories. You know where to find that. This guy on Instagram, on Twitter, at Sutton Def. Drop him a follow, drop him a DM, drop him anything. Like all that.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And, I'm just going to hand it off to my guy. I'm just talk about some news that came out today, actually.
So basically me and Alex have been telling you guys about how we are going to be at the Ravens open practices that are coming up in late July. So the tickets are actually going on sale on July 13th. So that's in just a couple days. In just a couple days, the tickets will be going on sale. It's basically like a parking pass sort of thing. So as long as you get a parking pass, you're good. It's free, I believe, right, Alex?
100%. Yep.
100% free, right? So whenever those tickets do go on sale on July 13th, make sure you are tuned into the Ravens Twitter. You're tuned into the Ravens website so you can secure your tickets, because we will be at least one of the open practices, if not at the ones at the Owings Mills, the training facility at the stadium. We will be there for sure. For sure.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. So make sure you guys are locked in, getting your tickets. Other than that, welcome back to the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 122. 122, Alex.
I'm a whole lot.
Listen, bro, I'm amazed every time. I'm amazed every single time. It's just like 122 episodes. Are you serious?
It's insane. What's crazy is that I was actually rewatching an old Ravens game. Not even old, 2020, the Colts game. The one that was our first episode we talked about.
Yeah.
And that was the whole Soldiers tweet. It feels so long ago, but it really wasn't. But the issues are still the same with the offense. But we'll get into all of that. That's not what we're here to talk about. We know how we feel about it.
Yeah.
But I think your favorite thing to do is bring up the Rain Gang live chat right now, because I see people are popping in there right now. Absolutely popping.
The Rain Gang is in full effect tonight. K-Dog, Mod K-Dog, shall I say. Thank you so much for coming through. Says smash that damn like button first and foremost, man. You guys, listen, we're only 3 minutes into the episode. Smash the like button. Like it up right now, right here, right now. Listen, guys, it helps us out so much. So much. And you guys have been going and doing crazy with the like button. Just keep it up. We appreciate it.
Yes,
we appreciate it so much.
Night.
K-Dog's in the house. Taquan Christian is in the house as well. Says, what's up, Rain Gang? Sutton and Alex. What's going on, Taquan? Lisa Frankel in the house says, this is the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 22, the Jimmy Smith edition. Yes.
Yeah.
K-Dog says, good evening, Sutton Def and Simply as 10. Hope you both had a great weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Had a pretty good weekend for sure.
Sure.
Yolanda is in the house, says, hello, Rain Gang. I hope everyone is well. I know, Yolanda, we hope you are well. Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through to this episode 122 of the Purple Rain Podcast. See, Stackhouse is in the house, says, evening, Rain Gang. What's going on, C Stackhouse? Appreciate you for pulling up. Our guy, G-Money, Gerald Lawson, our guy. Said, what up, Purple Rain Gang? This is our guy. If you never tuned in to the Purple Rain Podcast, listen, if you never tuned in, you learn who Gerald is. Gerald is that guy. He is that guy.
Himothy.
He's that guy. Himothy. For sure. Let's see. Lisa actually says next Monday is her birthday.
I mean, we'll be here. We will not forget that. We will not forget that.
We won't. Lisa, we hope you pull up to next Monday's episode. If you don't, we understand. It's your birthday. It's cool. We understand.
Yes.
Daquan is in the house, says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's going on, Daquan? Appreciate you for pulling up. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, what's up, Purple Rain Gang? Jabari pulling up. Per usual, man. Usual. Yeah. Death to Beta in the house, who I've seen in here before. So thank you for coming back. And joining us again says that Pookie and Ray Ray edition. Don C, the Don
himself.
says, "What's up, PRP family? Alex and Sutton, my guys. No, you are our guy.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
that profile picture of Lamar in like an Orioles jersey. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a big shout out to those Baltimore Orioles. All right,
Go ahead,
I
do it.
I don't know if you've seen what they're doing. Eight
Mm.
straight, eight straight wins. They are 2 games behind a wild card spot, I believe. Them for a team that was supposed to be absolutely terrible this year, they're balling out. So huge shout out to that baseball team in Baltimore because the city is a better place when the Ravens and Orioles are good.
Yeah.
And I love that. Love that.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Charm City Orioles. I haven't been to an Orioles game since I was a young kid. I honestly have not, but I got to change that, right?
I think you have to. Like this right now, like I think it was like 32,000 there on Saturday or Friday. That Orioles Stadium is different when it's full. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I'll see All Day Esco in the building says the boys are back in town. What's going on, Esco?
Yes.
Appreciate you for
Come
pulling
on.
up. Both of our guys. Black Daniels
Come on
in the
now.
house says, "Your Rain Gang." What's going on, Alex and Sutton? Appreciate you for pulling up, bro. That's our guy. Black Daniels. Another one of those Purple Rain pioneers. Always pulling up. So consistent. Always showing out. Fortin Byron in the house. What's going on, my guy?
Love.
I see Raven Ron is in the chat as well. Says, "What up, PRP? Let's skip this drama this offseason. Pay Lamar 100 million signing bonus." Oh, my God. Yeah.
Sign it,
Yeah,
seal it, deliver.
let's sign it. Signed, so delivered. It's his, all his for sure. All right, let's see what else we got in here. I see some of you guys in here as well who are a little bit new. I see who's this? Void 9 says, "Yo, what's going on?"
Is that the Void himself? I believe.
Is that the Void? Did you get
Dare
banned?
I say?
Don't let me know you get banned.
Yeah. I hope he didn't get
Oh
banned.
man, hope you didn't get banned.
Yeah.
Nas I says, "What's good, Rain Gang? What's going on, bro? Appreciate you for pulling up, coming through." All right. So, Alex,
Yes.
are you ready to get into some Ravens football talk?
I think I am. Unfortunately, especially what we're talking about today. That I woke up to. I saw some DMs from you. I go on Twitter. I see the news, and let's just fire away. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
do
fire
it.
away.
Right? Let's pull up the Purple Rain report, brought to you by none other than Manscaped. And we would be remiss. We'd be remiss if we did not bring up our sponsor, Manscaped, on this episode 122 of the Purple Rain podcast. Listen, guys, before we get into that, look at this. Check this out. Before we get into the Purple Rain report, there are a lot of products that Manscaped has to offer. I'm gonna just read it off to you guys real quick. So we got number 1, the crop mop. Basically, the ball wipes, right? Listen, we've all been in those instances where we just need a quick refresher. The crop mop is right for you. Look, there's also the crop cleanser from when you're showering, the foot duster. Us men, listen, the feet are a well neglected part of the man body, right? We really don't, honestly, most men do not like take nearly as good a care of their feet as women do. I'm just telling the truth here, Alex. Am I not?
Unfortunately, you are coming from a man who's had multiple ingrown toenails cut out.
You know what I'm saying? So there's
I'm
also the
there.
Manscaped Refined Cologne. Listen, everybody wants to smell good. That smell good is,
Yeah.
look, man. I'm not
ladies can
going
tell
to tell you. The ladies, exactly. The ladies can tell you. Any of the ladies in the chat right now, let them know. Let the fellas know. It's the cologne. It's the smell good that really gets your foot in the door. And then also the Plow 2.0. It speaks for itself, right? The Plow 2.0. You got some hairs growing down there.
Yeah.
Make sure you go ahead and hit up manscaped.com because they will take good care
Indeed.
of that. Listen.
Indeed.
And we're not just talking about it. We're being about it as well. We got skin in the game. You can use the code PRP to save 20% off of your Manscaped order. And Alex, what's the favorite part about that? What's the best part about that?
The free shipping. It has to be. It has to be
Talk
the free
about it.
shipping.
Exactly.
Like I said, that's the one thing that can take you from getting a package, but being but you go over. You're like, yeah, the free shipping, I'm getting it. 100%. You got to.
100%, right?
Have to.
Come on.
Have to.
Bro, it's an easy decision. It's a no-brainer. So, yeah, obviously, since it's a no-brainer, head over to manscaped.com. Use the code PRP to save 20% off your Manscaped order, and you get free shipping as well. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, without any further ado, we're already 10 minutes in. We're normally not this far in when we start, the topics.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
think
okay.
we're pushing it off because I know we're going to get a little heated. I really think that's why.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So if you're one of the 61, 62 people watching right now, listen, make sure you stay tuned in. Thank you, first and foremost.
Thank you.
But make sure you stay tuned in because we're about to get into some shit here on the Purple
Yeah.
Rain Podcast, episode 122. So without any further ado, we're going to bring up the Purple Rain Report brought to you by Manscaped. First topic that we have for you guys here is the ESPN Top 10 Quarterback Rankings. I know you guys see the title of the video. I know you guys see it says, what's the real reason why ESPN does not think Lamar Jackson is a top 10 quarterback? Alex, I'm going to get your take on this whole list and everything first. But first, before we get that, I just want to read through this list that ESPN created. And then, I want to get your take. So number one on the list, according to ESPN, Aaron Rodgers, no problems with that, right? Number two, Patrick Mahomes, no problems with that. I think me and Alex, we have those two guys interchanged. The last time we did a top 10 quarterbacks, I think I had Mahomes number one. He had Rodgers number one. I want to say that was what,
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either or, honestly.
Exactly. Number three, Josh Allen. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that. After what he did in the playoffs last season, I'm not mad at it. Number four, Tom Brady. You know, you can never be mad at Tom Brady. Number five, Joey Burrow. So this is when, like, for Ravens fans, it kind of gets a little bit dicey. But at the same time, if you take yourself out of the purple shoes, you kind of realize,
purple Kool-Aid, you step back. Step back.
You take a step back, you realize, okay, Joe Burrow, he's the real deal. He's the truth. He brought his team to a Super Bowl in his second year. And in his first year, he had a season-ending injury. So you're telling me in the second year, turns right around, goes to the Super Bowl? Yeah. He deserves top five. With that O-line, I mean, yeah, he deserves top five for sure. I'll give him that. After that is Matthew Stafford at number 6. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 8, Russell Wilson. Number 9, Deshaun Watson. And number 10, Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Yeah, leaving the honorable mentions, Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, and Kyler Murray. So Alex, I just want to get your take on what you think about this top 10 list, and then ultimately answer the question, why is Lamar Jackson left off of the ESPN's top 10 quarterback list?
Okay. So this list, the top 4, I think they have it fine. And I was telling you beforehand, you take me back 365 days ago, I would have never thought I'd be saying this, but Matthew Stafford, I think, is a top 5 quarterback. I have no problem with Joe Burrow being in the top 10. I think my problems begin maybe around that 7 area. We talked about how Justin Herbert never made the playoffs yet, but is above guys who have made the playoffs. Russ Wilson, obviously, new team, we'll see. Deshaun Watson, all right. The man hasn't played a game since 2020. Last time he played a game, there was no fans in the stands. All right, the world was a lot different the last time Deshaun Watson played a snap in the NFL.
Talk about it.
Yeah, and the Dak Prescott, like I said, he lost Amari Cooper. I know he has Gallup. I think you're coming off of a season-ending injury, and he has CeeDee Lamb. But this guy made a very bonehead decision against the Niners in the playoffs, which I don't really hear about anymore at all. This leads me to one Lamar Jackson. All right, and there was a great tweet put out by Warren Sharp. All right, Lamar Jackson had his team number 1 seed in the AFC in early December, despite being the number 1 most injured team in history, ranked number 1 in the NFL throwing outside the numbers, was top 10 in the NFL in rushing yards when healthy.
Wait, hold on, Alex. Say that first stat again. That other stat you just said about outside the numbers. Say that again.
Oh, ranked number 1 in the NFL throwing outside the numbers? He can't do that. He can't do that, though. I'm sorry. He can't do that, though. He cannot do that. This must be fake. And after his injury, Ravens go 0-5, but he's not a top 10 quarterback. And I see ESPN talking about it and saying how, like, the whole system, Lamar and Ryan Clark, God bless him, Lamar isn't a system quarterback. Lamar is the Ravens system, which I think they're just scared to just accept the fact that the team built all around him.
Yeah.
And I just think a top 10 list without Lamar Jackson is not a list that is credible. I'm not putting him 1, 2, 3, or 4. Could argue 5, but not having him top 10, can't be having that at all.
Yeah. Can't have that at all. I would be remiss if we did not bring up our first super chat donation from Death to Beta here, making an absolutely rain. here on episode 122 of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Death to Beta. We appreciate you. Says, so are we going to talk about how all the quarterbacks that are above Lamar on this list don't have an MVP besides Mahomes and Rodgers and Brady? Look, man.
Super Bowl winners, I see Super Bowl winners, which I got no problem with.
Yeah.
I really have no problem with the top 4 at all. I think that's a really good place to put it. My only problem is the longevity, the style of play. When the number 3 quarterback on here runs at defenders, I get he's built pretty big, but he goes for hit sticks.
Yeah.
And I hear nothing about that. I love Josh Allen. I love the way he plays. I think he's a hell of a ball player, but they pick and choose the styles of play. And because Lamar got hit on a botched screenplay that the lineman just did not block for, they act like he was out there running, juking, spinning, when in reality he's never gotten hurt with his style of play. He got hurt inside the pocket.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
It's a narrative. It's a narrative, all right. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy to me that, like you said, guys like Josh Allen can have a similar or even more excessive play style when it comes to running. You know, just like a guy like Lamar Jackson, but he doesn't. Nobody ever talks about Josh Allen using his legs as much as he does. I mean, the past couple seasons, he's averaged more rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson. Things like that. But nobody talks about how Josh Allen is this running quarterback. Everybody just looks at his arm. It seems like his throwing is more of a focus than his legs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Alex. It feels like, I mean, we go back in history. We look at history, right? And we see like what people have been saying. These big wig media heads, the narratives they've been creating about black quarterbacks. And yes, I'm gonna go there. I would say about black quarterbacks because
go for it.
Yeah, because if I'm being completely honest with you, it seems like there is a stigma on black quarterbacks. If you can run at all, automatically the narrative is, okay, he majors in running, minors in throwing. That's automatically the narrative, you know? Yeah. And it's gotten so bad to the point where you got guys like Stephen A. Smith, who is the highest paid media guy in the game. He's saying things about, rest in peace to his soul, Dwayne Haskins. Before Dwayne Haskins got into the league, he's like, okay, yeah, we know about his legs, but can he throw the ball? But the narrative coming out of Ohio State for Dwayne Haskins was that he had a huge arm, a big arm.
He was slinging that damn thing.
He was slinging that thing, exactly. Like he was built like a fridge. You know what I say? He was built like a fridge, just like Big Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying? So like Stephen A. Smith, did not know anything about this guy prior to talking on live television about that. You know, but he still went out there and said, okay, this guy is good with his legs, can't win with his arm. That goes to show you there is a stigma. There's a narrative.
Yeah.
There's a narrative that exists with black quarterbacks. And unfortunately for Lamar Jackson, he has got it done at a very high level, meaning he's won an MVP. So the goalposts are way out there.
Yeah.
You can do a 1,000 yards
outside of Tucker range. Outside of Tucker range. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Way outside of Tucker range. You know, you can do a 1,000-yard stare at the goalpost that people have for Lamar Jackson, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And I think that directly reflects on why he is not on this top 10 quarterback list. Because you look at guys like Deshaun Watson, who, like you said, hasn't played a game in the last 2 seasons.
No, at all.
You know,
when he did, they won 4 games.
Yeah. Come on, bro. 4 games. So you look at a guy like Deshaun Watson. You look at a guy like Dak Prescott, where he's only doing well against bad teams. Go back. If you haven't seen Dak Prescott's stats lately, go back and look at his stats from the 2021 season, and then seasons prior to that as well.
Yeah.
He excels against bad teams. Against good teams, struggles real hard.
Yeah.
Struggles real hard. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson, I'm not going to say too much about him because I give him his credit. He's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? He's been there. He's done that. He's won a Super Bowl. Cool. As of recently...
It's a what have you done for me recently league. We say it nonstop.
Exactly. The most recent thing that we have from Russ is the whole let Russ cook thing. You know what I mean? And nowadays, that's not really holding too much weight because Russell Wilson was not performing on the level that we thought he should have last year.
With a DK and Lockett. I want to just go back to what you said with the black quarterback thing because I think you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he's only just compared to Michael Vick,
Hmm.
that kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
Because people act like Michael Vick was the first when there were guys like a Steve Young, how like a Randall Cunningham who could sling that goddamn ball. All right, I'm taking it back. Randall Cunningham is like one of my favorite quarterbacks. I think before I ever watched Lamar Jackson play. Um, I don't agree with how they just kind of just moved the goalpost, not even just on the field, but off the field. And we'll get
Yeah.
into it later. But I saw, shout out to Engraven, by the way. Engraven
Yeah.
Vids was at the Lamar Jackson community event this past week.
Yeah, he was. Shout
Was
out to
there? I got a
him. Yeah.
picture. Him,
Yeah.
him, him, and Carter got a picture with Lamar. Um, when Lamar did this last year, he was just playing around, juking the kids. And what was it? What's this Shannon skip? Is it undisputed, right?
Undisputed. Yeah. Yeah.
They somehow found a way to spin it that Lamar would get hurt just out and about playing football with these kids.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This year, all right. Once again, shout out to Engraven because he's the only video I saw on the internet. Kids doing one-on-ones, and guess who they were catching passes from? Lamar Jackson. These are 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids catching passes from an NFL quarterback, an MVP. That's making a kid's life, honestly. They will never forget that. Why did I not hear anything about it on TV? I saw it on Twitter. Didn't hear anything about it on TV.
Yeah.
It's just
And I think the main reason behind that is because, negativity sells way better than positivity, Like if you see Lamar Jackson, like for example, that jet ski incident that he had last season, right? Last offseason. You see something like that, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna cue that up on First Take, Undisputed, Colin Cowherd show, all the big, media shows. They're gonna cue that up because it's a talking point, right? But if it's something positive in the offseason, like, oh, Lamar Jackson's going out and he's giving back to the community, doing this, that, and the third, they're not really going to, put as much stock into that as as they would with a negative storyline.
Yeah.
Because it's just not, it doesn't sell as well. It's not as interesting. So
it's just.
And it's sad.
That's not how it should be. Because I know
Right.
if I was that age and I was catching pass, if it was one pass from him, like that would have made my whole childhood. Because you can talk about it for the rest of your life. So just a big shout out to Lamar on that. That was just a side note, and a big shout out to Engraven because I know that had to make not only him but also Carter's day. Man, that was so cool seeing that. Nobody deserved it more than him. So a big shout out to them. And another super shout out, let you read that as well.
Yeah. Big shout out to Spencer as well. Says, don't even try to pronounce my last name. Insane to not have Lamar in a list. I'm tired of how the media ignores injuries and factual information. Yes, Spencer, you're totally right about this.
Yes.
Because the media, they love to ignore context, especially in the offseason.
Oh my goodness.
You look at Lamar Jackson, like we said before, the dude was 8-3. Like Alex said, in December was leading the AFC. His team was leading the AFC, number 1, right? But now all of a sudden he's not top 10 at all in the quarterback listings. So it really is kind of irritating to see a list like this, especially as a Ravens fan. But Alex, what do you think about that?
I like to think that this podcast, this live stream, we are real at times, and sometimes we have our purple Kool-Aid, our purple blinders, but like I said, I'm not putting him top 4. I mean, but to not have him at least top 10, it's just insane. It really is. I just don't know how you can do that, and just I think they know what they were doing with it because they got what they wanted, the clicks, but it's just not looking good. We just got receipts as Ravens fans. They get clicks, but we get receipts. So when it happens, we have them. We have those receipts.
Talk about it. Exactly. We do have 80 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much. In the most dead part of the off season, the Purple Rain Gang is still here in full effect and supporting us. We appreciate you guys to no end. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you leave a like on the video as well and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But listen, guys. Look.
Oh my!
You guys know who's here. Y'all know who's here, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. From
the logo.
From the logo,
Gerald
not just any old logo.
Gerald
we talking about Camden. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we talking about M&T. You know what I'm saying? We talking about. Let's go even further than that, Alex. We talking about Acrisure Stadium. Acrisure Stadium, the new Heinz Field, right?
I
We're not
didn't
even
even know
getting
what that.
that.
Honestly, I didn't even know what that was. I was gonna
Yeah.
say the John United Stadium, where my college
Ah.
team plays football. But how we can go even? Wait, let's go. Hey, pulling up from SoFi, pulling up
From
from
SoFi
SoFi,
across the country.
pulling up.
Oh man, across the country. Shout out to the Migos. Shout out to Gerald Lawson making an absolutely thunderstorm here on the Purple Rain podcast, man. You talk about making it rain. No, Gerald makes it thunderstorm. We appreciate you to no end, bro. Yeah, he says, I have to admit, I miss hanging out with the PRP gang, but the way the field goal has been moved on the behalf of Lamar Jackson, Justin Tucker wouldn't be able to put the ball through the uprights. Yeah, I mean, and we can get into Gerald's comment. I mean, because it's it goes along with what we've been talking about. The goalposts are always moved. Alex, listen, you said it yourself. Justin Herbert has not graced the playoffs yet. He has not graced the postseason. Yet he's top 10. He's top 10.
I get he did everything to put his team in that position, but so was Lamar Jackson at times.
Yes,
so was Lamar
so
Jackson has put his team in a position to win a game, and it's not happened.
So what's the difference? What's the difference? I want to know.
I don't know. I guess because one throws the ball more than he runs, but hey, I've seen Justin Herbert run the ball as well. Yeah. I think it's because Lamar Jackson is not your average quarterback.
No, he's not.
I am grateful to have talked to people that don't live in this country that, watch football and say they like watching Lamar because he's fun to watch. Yeah. Fun to watch. That is what the sport is about. If you have fun watching it, why the hell should you care? Like, it's... Right. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't think I ever will get it.
I don't either. We do have another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Gerald. Again, we appreciate you each and every freaking time, man. Like, we can't even explain it. Like, it's the appreciation goes to no end at all. We love you, bro. Hopefully you will be coming through to the training camp.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully we will see you there. We would love to meet you. Death to Beta making it rain as well. Again. Thank you so much, Beta. We appreciate you. It says Lamar has beaten Deshaun in all head-to-head matchups. That's another thing. I mean, I'm talking about Justin Herbert.
They weren't even close. 41-7, and what was 27-10 or something. Bro. It wasn't even close. And let's not act like Deshaun played good. Mr. 24, I believe, had a stink fest in both of those games. An absolute stink fest.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Not to mention, Justin Herbert also had a stink fest against the Ravens as well in their 34-6 loss. Yeah.
Without Marcus Peters, by the way.
What?
Don't believe that man. Did he throw for a touchdown that game or no? They only had 2 field goals.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Beta makes a very good point here. Lamar has beaten Deshaun in all head-to-head matchups. He's also beaten Justin Herbert as well as Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Too.
He's beat everybody on there except, I believe, Stafford, because they've never played, and Aaron Rodgers, because he's never played him. And Dak was hurt.
Yeah, Dak was hurt that year. Okay.
Yeah, we played Dalton.
Right. Thank you so much, Beta, for your super chat donation. We do have another one coming in from
King.
The King. Hold on. We gotta do this. We got to the LeBron, the King. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the powder, toss it up. You know what I mean? I got King 95, absolutely not making it rain, not making it thunderstorm, but absolutely making it fucking hurricane, man. Just tornado, bro.
I gotta say this about King. King is one of the realest Ravens fans you will meet. I see him on Twitter. I see him on here. We may not always agree, but one thing I agree that this man is a fan. All right?
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Die hard. Yeah. He says, I see you, G Money. Shout out to PRP in the chat. Lamar is coming for Super Bowl MVP, not regular season. And that's what we hope for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
right now, regular season awards.
We've experienced all the regular season. No, don't pardon your French. Because listen, regular season is all that these pundits and everybody else has to go off of to give Justin Herbert top 10. right? Justin Herbert, we've never seen him in the postseason. But just off of regular season alone, in 2 years, he's top 10. You know what I mean? But Lamar Jackson in regular season, winning a regular season MVP, leading the league in touchdown passes. You know what I mean? Leading his team to 8-3 in the most recent season before going down and getting hurt. He does not grace top 10. But Justin Herbert, with his regular season achievements, throwing for 5,000 yards, credit to him, right? Throwing for 35 touchdowns, only 13 interceptions, something like that, credit to him. But he has not sniffed the playoffs. Lamar Jackson has.
Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions in one game and still won. Shout out to the defense. Made plays when you had to.
Yeah.
Still won.
Still won. You know what I mean?
Different breed.
Different. You know, there's also different. King is different.
King's different.
He's him. Himothy.
Himmy Butler. Sure. Himmy Neutron. Him.
Himmy Butler.
Him. Himmy. Oh, I was gonna say Himmy Garoppolo. That's not a good one.
Himmy. No, I mean you kind of could. Himmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. He's not bad. He is a winner. That boy can win.
He can win. He can win for sure. We appreciate you guys to no end. You guys are amazing. We do have another super chat donation coming in from our guy Chike. What's going on, bro? Thank you so much for donating to this episode 122 of the Purple Rain podcast. Making it rain says, hasn't Lamar beaten nearly every quarterback on this list? Aaron Rodgers, he has not beaten the Packers. He has beaten Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs. Has beaten Josh Allen, the Bills. He has beaten Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots. Joe Burrow has beaten him. Matthew Stafford, no. Justin Herbert, yes. Russell Wilson, yes. Deshaun Watson, yes. Dak Prescott, yes. So Prescott, the majority, yes.
Only three, because they've never played.
Oh yeah.
They never matched up. That's right. He hasn't matched up with Stafford, Rodgers, or Prescott. At all.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, you're right, Chike. Nearly every quarterback on this list he has beaten, and he's still not ranked top 10. No. He's still not ranked top 10. And to me, like I said to Alex again earlier in this episode, like I think that it has a lot to do with a lot of things. One of those things being that like he is a black quarterback who has a label on him right now where like he can run, yes, and it has a label, right? Exactly. Thank you, Alex. Like he has, like you got guys like Bill Polian say he should be a wide receiver, but he has his label on him. Guys like Bill Polian put that label on Lamar Jackson, and it's still not gone today in 2022.
You know what? I don't like being this petty. All right. So I put out a tweet today. I said it was a video I've made of Lamar. I simply said, if you do believe that Lamar Jackson isn't top 10, you are simply lost. All right. And the whole label thing, and here it is. A response back to it. He's not. He's maybe a top 10 running back. All right. It is a Browns fan. This man in his profile picture, he's a father to 2 kids. You're a father calling Lamar Jackson a running back.
Right. What are you doing with life?
This is the labels we're talking about. Like I have never met somebody who actually thinks it's a funny joke, because it's been proven wrong time and time again. I mean, and this is what you're talking about. I don't see any other quarterback saying they should play a different position.
Right.
If he's a running back, then I guess, what's Mitch Trubisky playing? Bench warmer, special teams? I want to know.
But we're not talking about that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's the point. Like, we're not talking about the fact that Mitchell Trubisky is a bust. We're not really talking about the fact that Sam Darnold.
Mahomes?
Yeah, you know what I mean? We're not talking about the fact that guys like Sam Darnold may be a bust. Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, the number 1 and number 3 pick in the 2017 or 18 NFL draft, those guys are battling it out for a quarterback position right now.
Where the fuck is Josh Rosen?
Questions that need to be answered.
This man said there was like 11 mistakes in front of him, and he swore to the man above that he would make them pay. What the hell did he make them pay?
Nothing. Didn't make them pay anything. Nothing at all. Like, But that's the point though. Like we're 5 years into Lamar Jackson's career, and he's still not getting the respect that he deserves after winning an MVP, after leading the league. I'm sorry, in touchdown passes, after doing all these things, after winning a playoff game, after making the playoffs his first 3 seasons. Like he does not get the. You're saying he's not top 10? Deshaun Watson has not played a game in the greater part of the last 2 years. Dak Prescott can only beat up on teams in his division. Russell Wilson just got traded. If he was that good.
You give
Come
Lamar
on.
Jackson, Gallup, Lamb, and Amari Cooper, and that line. Okay.
Sky's the limit.
Okay.
Sky's the fucking limit, dude.
Okay. That.
I can't. Let's see. Yolanda with another super chat donation. Thank you so much. Pulling up from downtown.
Dude, this is insanity.
This is crazy. It's going crazy tonight. You guys are insane tonight. We appreciate you guys. The Rain Gang to note in. Goodness gracious, right? Yolanda says, I'm annoyed with the media's desire to see Lamar Jackson fail. Yeah. I'm so happy that Lamar Jackson has been putting in the work this offseason to prove the pundits wrong.
Yeah.
Yolanda, one thing, I will say this. Let's pump the brakes on, Lamar putting in the work in the offseason, him getting big. I know he's a little bit bigger now. He's put on about 15 pounds of muscle, but he does this. You know what I'm saying? We've been here before, right? Before the 2020 season, the COVID year, he was bulked up. We talked about this on, I think, the last episode, but he was bulked up. But I am annoyed as well. I agree with you here. I am annoyed with the media's desire to see Lamar Jackson fail, but I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because it sells. You know what I mean? It gets people watching the shows that they're producing. Because when you talk about Lamar Jackson, not only does it fuel a statistical football-only based debate, it also fuels a race debate in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? I hinted at the fact that Lamar Jackson is discounted in a lot of ways during the offseason when people aren't actually watching him play football because of the way he looks, because of the color of his skin. But at the same time, this sort of thing happens year round. So, you really just got to kind of take it for what it is. Lamar Jackson has been putting in the work this off season, but we can only hope that it translates to the field. I believe that it will. I think Alex believes that as well. But Alex, what do you think about Yolanda when she says here?
I think Yolanda's only spitting facts. I mean, also we've talked about how you don't have to be posting videos to say that you're working out. We've talked about that. We've talked about it. You don't have to post everything, and if you want to, you can. That's up to you. It's completely up if you want to do that. And we saw this past week he was working out with Robbie Anderson and Willie Snead. That's cool. I mean, they were just throwing to them, running routes, throwing the ball, slinging that rock. Don't see anything wrong with that. Go ahead. So I hope he just becomes as a different animal that we've already seen. But that's all I really can say to that, because I'm not going to try to feed him anymore, because I say, no, I'm not going to, but then they just barbaric lists like this come out, and they just make no sense. Make absolutely zero sense.
Now, you bring up an interesting point about Robbie Anderson, kind of working out with Lamar Jackson. What do you think about that? Do you think that there's a possibility that Lamar Jackson might, and Robbie Anderson, he might come to Baltimore, maybe, right? No?
He's behind Antonio Brown for the most down bad I've seen a receiver. Antonio Brown tweeted out a picture of him photoshopped into a Ravens uniform. I will never forget. I was like, what the hell? Robbie Anderson is basically saying, come get me to the Ravens. He is literally saying that, I think, in every way possible. I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, if you are a receiver on the caliber of Robbie Anderson, so like you're not a superstar and you're not necessarily like a bum either, but you're like right in the middle, right? You're like not necessarily like a star, but like right before that. I think the Ravens is the perfect destination, because it's like it's the place where they need receivers. They need a receiver just like Robbie Anderson who can come in immediately and make a difference. Yeah. So I think that's why he might be trying to campaign to trying to get with the Ravens, because it kind of would make sense for him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have to do too much. He wouldn't have to be like the main guy on the team, and he would still win, right?
He wants to come here. I think he just wants to be on a winning team. That's really what I think. I remember I wanted him when he was a free agent a couple years ago, but last year, man, didn't look too good at all. I remember I had him in fantasy, and he was not doing a lot. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that.
Well, we do have a couple more super chat donations to get to, starting with Spencer. Thank you so much, bro. Making it rain here on episode 122 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, you're enjoying the content of this episode. Spencer says probably will not happen until he wins a Super Bowl.
We've talked about it. Even after that, what can he do to win another one?
But that's fucked up, though, right? Because Watson's never won a Super Bowl, let alone an MVP. Dak Prescott has never won a Super Bowl, let alone an MVP. Russell Wilson has never won a. Well, I'm not gonna say that Russell Wilson. I meant to say Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has never won a Super Bowl as well. So it's like, it seems like the goalpost for Lamar right now is he's got to win a fucking Super Bowl in order for him to get top 10. But that shouldn't be the case, though.
Watson was up 24-0. Funnily enough, up 24 on the sidelines against the Chiefs. Number came back and bit him in the ass, didn't it? Multiple occasions. Playing an air guitar in Arrowhead. They lost that game, I think, like 45 to like 27, I believe.
Yeah, just got trampled in the second half.
And we act like this guy is the second coming of Jesus. I think Deshaun, I think he tore his ACL, I believe, one of the years. His style of play is not talked about nearly as much as Lamar Jackson. Why is Deshaun Watson getting more credibility as a ball player than Lamar Jackson is when Lamar has just been better than him the past 3 years?
Yeah.
And then some. Since Lamar came in the league with less. This man had D-Hop, Fuller, Kenny Stills, and what? I don't care if he had a terrible head coach, a whack job head coach. Cool, we have a fuckhead for offensive coordinator.
Talk about it, yeah.
But just, I don't know. I don't know. I just, whatever. What that level, man.
No, I mean, you're absolutely fucking right. I mean, and let's get back to Spencer's comment here to wrap this up. Lamar Jackson will not get the credit that he deserves until he wins a Super Bowl. Like, it is, and as sad as it is to say, that's reality. You know what I mean? Because you got guys like Justin Herbert who are anointed after just one good season. It's like, oh, he threw for 4,000, 5,000 yards. He didn't make the playoffs,
Jay Herbo,
but he threw over 30 touchdowns. I like him too, Alex. I do.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, exactly. I know you're there with me. I like Justin Herbert too, but it's like, god damn, bro, he has not sniffed the playoffs. If God forbid, if Lamar Jackson had not made the playoffs by now, he'd be a bust. He'd be a bust.
If the Ravens front office did what the Chargers have done, barring the I word, they're in the AFC Championship, bare minimum. Bare minimum. If you can see, like, what the Chargers have done with their team, they are building their team. I think they have one of the top just rosters in the league. What they've done.
Yeah.
There is no excuse they don't make the playoffs this year. Absolutely none. With everything they've gotten. They got Lindsey last year, a hell of a center, who I wanted on the Ravens. They go and get J.C. Jackson. Oh, let's go get Khalil Mack next to Joey Bosa. Keenan Allen, re-sign Mike Williams. Have Guyton as a number 3. You have Austin Eckler. Like, there is no hope.
Are you saying they're doing what it takes to win a Super Bowl?
And they can't even sniff the playoffs.
And they can't even. All right, Alex. We're gonna go ahead.
Wait,
and
what
move
was
on,
that?
right?
What was that one game you brought up? What game did they lose this past season that kind of screwed them out of getting in the playoffs? Can you just remind me again?
Oh, against the Texans, right?
Against, what was it? Davis Mills at quarterback?
Davis fucking Mills. Yeah,
I know. Hey, he could be a baller. All right, he could be a baller. They lost to the Texans too. They said they could go 0-18. I will never forget. People were saying that they were never going to win a game with what was his name? With David Culley, the head coach, who I think was wrongfully fired. That's neither here nor there. They lost to them. They win that game, they make the playoffs.
You lose to the Texans down the stretch with the playoffs on the line. It's like,
Meaningful
how do you
football.
rank this guy? Meaningful football. You rank this guy over Lamar Jackson top 10. How? Why? Where? How? I just don't. I don't understand it. Thank you so much, Spencer, for your super chat donation. We have to move on now. Let's see who else we have here. Tanja Bowman with our next super chat donation. Thank you so much, Tanja. We appreciate you. Another Purple Rain pioneer for sure. If you guys y'all are not familiar with Tanja, she's always coming through, always pulling up, always supporting We appreciate her so much. Says, I remember Lamar was MVP, and all the media said he has to win a playoff game. They crucified him until he did.
Yep.
But Herbert is crowded already, and that's my point, Tanja. Like, they anoint these guys, these other guys, before they even accomplish anything. It's like, oh, if you have one big game against a decent team in the regular season, oh yeah, you're automatically top 10. We could see you being the guy for the next 10 years. But Lamar Jackson, he can go out and he can throw a jumping pass against the Chiefs and then have a quarterback option, go ahead touchdown running win against the Chiefs, and then make a spectacular play at the last second against the Lions, even though they're a bad team, but just to come back and win. He did so much during that season, but it's like people just forget that, and you're saying he's not top 10. It's so disrespectful. He has so many top 10 moments, even in the 2021 season alone. That's like, it's just ridiculous.
How about
to
in
leave
the
him off of
2020
this list.
season when we literally won all those games down the stretch?
Yeah.
Like, I think, honestly, I thought that 2020 team was a really, really good team. Probably should have went further than they did. Got hurt. Thanks to shout out to that line, that center, that snap, terrible. What about that? We were 6-5. 6-5, turn around, go to the playoffs. Like, or him coming and then the Monday Night Football game coming out, his first pass since
And here
cramping
comes
up.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was the turning point of that season, which got us in the playoffs, which eventually he won his first playoff game, first and only so far, but there'll be a lot more coming. I just don't want to hear about that. He won the games in the regular season that mattered.
Yeah.
I love Herbert. I think he is a baller. I think he's going to be the future. He didn't win the games that mattered.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like Jabari says here, he agrees with you. Says Herbert did not win when it counted. Yeah, you didn't win against the Texans, right? You didn't win against the Texans. You didn't win against the fucking Ravens in week 5, 6, right? That was like week 5 and 6 is the turning point in a lot of team seasons, right?
When it starts to get cold out, the football
starts
gets
to
more
get
and more
cold.
meaningful.
You got to win those games. And they got blown the hell out in those games. One of those games by the Ravens. Like, come on, man. I just don't understand why we are. Yes, Justin Herbert, he finished the season pretty strong. The last 2 games, he played pretty well. Yes. But the 2 games prior to that, he played against the Texans and lost. The very last game, played against the Raiders for playoff contention and lost. Right? Went toe-to-toe. You're talking about Lamar Jackson. He's never went deep in the playoffs. Herbert has never sniffed the playoffs. And I've said it 3 or 4 times this same episode, Alex, but I'm going to keep saying it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Why? Why is Justin Herbert ranked above Lamar Jackson? Why is Dak Prescott ranked above Lamar Jackson? Why is Deshaun Watson, who has not played in the last 2 years, ranked above Lamar Jackson? It doesn't make sense. I'm upset. I really am.
The super chat that we just got, I would love for you to bring that up because I was just about to bring this up. That's the beta. Thank you so much. Tom Brady gave Lamar his blessing, like WTF the disrespect. He said, "You are next. You are next." That's all I need. I find it funny that everybody, the people that have played the game that are really, really good, they give the man the respect. This man had the Jets team lining up for signatures after they got whooped on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Players respect him. Not Malcolm Butler, though. He found out the hard way.
Yeah.
The people that have played the game, they respect him. Just talking heads. Just talking heads.
Just talking heads, man. And we know how the talking heads can be, man. They're more so like, what have you done for me most recently? That's why they all anoint Matthew Stafford. It's just like, oh, Matthew Stafford, he is the best. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, spent this amount of years with Detroit, and he stayed down. He finally came up. But these guys, they're not going to ever give Lamar Jackson his respect until he actually wins a Super Bowl. And even then, still, they'll move the goalposts, right? They'll move the goalposts. He's got to win 2. He's got to do this to be that.
If I was a Rams, like I said, I have not heard anything about Stafford at all. Like, this man just won a Super Bowl, led a game-winning drive, and really still not getting talked about. So I wouldn't be surprised if when that happens with Lamar, he gets the same treatment. They're rarely
Yeah.
talked about and probably put as outside of top 5.
And thank you so much again, Beta. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Black Daniels. Black Daniels. Another one. Another Purple Rain Pioneer. We appreciate you. Your donation, it means a lot to us. It means a lot to us. Because you're literally in here every episode, you know.
Showing love.
Showing love. And you're showing love in multiple ways. We appreciate you. It says, gang, realistically, what is actually keeping Lamar Jackson off this list other than biased opinions? Watson above Jackson, the math ain't mathin'.
It's
not. It's really not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't even think he should be on the list, because why would you put somebody on the list that you have no idea what's going to be going on with them at all?
Right.
The math is not mathing at all. So I would love to see if they could maybe talk about how they came up with this. I mean, it was a poll, but what they factored in, I would love to know that, because if they told us what they were factoring in, I mean, I probably wouldn't agree with it, but I can maybe understand some stuff, but it wouldn't hurt trying to tell people how you came up with the list. It really wouldn't hurt.
The fact that they don't tell us that is really that really sucks, you know?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not good journalism.
Yeah. It's not. It's not at all. It's not. But Black Daniels, listen, man, we appreciate you so much. We love you, bro. For your super chat donation, for your super support, everything. We appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We talked a lot. We talked a lot about that. Don C says hit that like button, everyone.
I knew this was gonna happen. That's why we delayed it, but man, oh man.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this now. Yeah. So Lamar makes an interesting move on social media. So he basically changed his Twitter header to this that you see right here, and those of you who are watching or listening rather, and not watching, he posted a profile picture of himself, not himself, but somebody with a grill on, saying, "I need money, I need cash." You know, a grill, fronts, basically. You know, the gold things in your teeth. If you guys aren't familiar with that. But yeah, I need money. So Lamar Jackson wants to get paid. I think that is what I'm taking from it. He wants to get paid, you know, and he wants to get paid as soon as possible. But Alex, I want to know what you took from this move from Lamar Jackson.
I honestly don't care. There's some stuff I put on social media that I would delete something a minute after I'm not the same person, which I don't put a lot out there. I get it. Needs his money. He's making, I think, $26 million. I wouldn't mind you throw me a couple of bills, LJ. But I think we kind of heard him say it. He said he feels like he's done enough to earn himself a contract, and I think he has as well. And the one thing I got from Get Up today, I think it was it Rob Ninkovich? I think it was one of the former players on there. He was like, you know, when you have a half tank of gas and you're saying you're going to go and, I'll just get it tomorrow. It'll be there. And you go tomorrow, and guess what? That price went up in gas. You're like, I should have got it yesterday. That's kind of what's going on with the Ravens and the Lamar Jackson contract, is that the more and more you wait, the more and more it's going to go up. And I don't know what they've offered. We probably never know what they offered, because the good thing with Lamar representing himself is that the leaks won't come out, which I think is why the media kind of maybe could have a little bit of ulterior motive. You know, that I just kind of brought that up to me, but
and I think me personally, go ahead, my bad.
I think there's a little bit of pressure. That's not a lot, a little bit. Let you go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you. I think there's definitely a little bit, if not just a little bit, probably a lot of bit of pressure on the Ravens front office. Because if you think about it, Lamar Jackson is already in that realm of like top 5 quarterback pay, you know, because we just got done talking about at length about why Lamar Jackson deserves to be on the top 10 list as opposed to other guys, but why Lamar Jackson deserves to get paid as opposed to, you know, a lot of other guys is a different story as well. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's accomplished so many things up until this point in his career. He deserves to get that, you know, that $40 million plus a year, you know, sort of contract. But the thing is, right now, I think, and the reason why I think that Lamar is putting pressure on the front office is because the season's getting closer. And if Lamar Jackson goes out there and, for example, puts up a Jackson 5 touchdowns on the Jets, the price is going up. You know what I mean? The price, let's just say the price right now is at 235 million. If Lamar Jackson goes out in week 1 against the Jets, and I understand it's just the Jets, but it doesn't matter. If he goes out there against the Jets, those 5 touchdowns, the price is going up from 230 million to 240 million, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then if the next game he comes out and he balls out, you know what I mean? The price is going to go up from there. So the Ravens know that it's only going to get more and more expensive from where it is right now, you know?
Yep.
So I think that's part of the reason why Lamar Jackson kind of made this social media move. I do think he's putting pressure on the Ravens front office because I kind of put myself in Lamar Jackson's shoes. And of course, I don't know Lamar Jackson. I don't know what's going through his head, but I just know if it were me, you know, and I was kind of in talks with my job about giving me a raise. Let's just talk about that, right? If I was in current talks about my job giving me a raise, and I felt like they were slighting me even in the slightest, you know, if they were saying, hey, look, we don't feel like you deserve this much. We feel like we're comfortable giving you that much, you know, and I didn't feel comfortable with that figure. I would, if not express to them, if I have a platform enough and I know that they'll see it, I'm going to use my platform to try to get what I want, you know? And I think that's what Lamar Jackson is doing here. What do you think about it, though?
I think you're right. I see people are saying it's from a movie, which Lamar is smart because people can say, "Oh, is this about football?" And it's like, "Oh no, you can say it's from a movie." I love that. I mean, it's smart in his end because he's not going out there and saying it. And then the best thing I love is somebody responded saying, "Why are they gonna act like you don't want to be in Baltimore when your profile picture is literally you at a Ravens practice?" And he agreed, like with the 100 emoji. I think
Yeah.
I think it's smart, smart business on his end. Really smart. I'm actually looking forward to see what he gets because I think it's going to happen. Um, so, but I think you are swaying me. There is more pressure than I think that he's putting on them. But
Yeah. I mean, it's gotta be. It's gotta be, right? I feel like you don't do something like this unless you are telling, you know, whoever is intended to receive this message that, hey, look, I want my money. You know what I'm saying? He already said a couple weeks ago, and we covered this in this, you know, this podcast. He said this in an interview. He was like, hey, look, I feel like I already deserve a good contract. Like, I'm not like holding out until I win a Super Bowl or anything. And now he's kind of doubling down on that with this picture, with this post here. I need money. You know, I need moolah.
yeah. Oh.
So,
Mm.
so yeah. Like my guy Simply AS10 says here, like the video.
Yeah.
Like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure, if you're a part of the Rain Gang, you're just getting here, make sure on July 13th, you go ahead and book your tickets for the Ravens open practice because Simply AS10 and Sutton Def will be there.
Yes.
So if you want to see us there, make sure you pull up. Make sure you get your tickets because we will be in attendance for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that is going to go ahead and do it for the Purple Rain report for this episode of PRP 122. Now we're going to go ahead and get into our question segment. We're going to take a couple questions from the Rain Gang here. We appreciate you guys. Bro, listen, Alex, this has been an amazing episode.
It's been one where I think all of us have agreed with a lot of the things we said. That's very rare, but when we disagree, it is healthy. So
yeah,
I knew it was gonna get a little heated, not in a bad way, but definitely got our emotions and feelings out there.
Yeah, real quick, Aaron says that picture that Lamar Jackson posted is from a movie. The movie is called How High. Their character name, I Need Money, who wears that grill.
Yep.
So yeah, there you guys. There's the origin story behind that picture. Black Daniels gives a shout out to the Replay Gang, #Replay Gang. Thank you guys so much.
Love that.
Thank you so much, Black Daniels. We appreciate you again. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into our Rain Gang questions segment where you guys can ask us, me, Sutton Def, and Simply AS10, any question that you have about anything at all, whether it be about Ravens football, other teams in football, other sports, whether it's not about sports, anything, literally anything. You can ask us anything right here. Right now, this is the Rain Gang questions segment. We'll take a couple before we get out of here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Says Chike says, my question is, should Lamar Jackson even step on the field without a contract? Go ahead, Alex.
He's going to either way. I think he's made that pretty clear. Should he? It's a great question. That's a really great question. I'm not too sure about that because we've seen players before, i.e., Le'Veon Bell. I mean, they're just not even the same, I'd say, but not stepping on the field. Got tons of backlash from the media. It's like, does he even need any more backlash, I'd say? Um, but I mean, I get it. I get why you wouldn't want to step on the field just because of the whole injury risk and seeing what he's coming back from, too. Missing, I think it was, 5 games? Kind of like 5.5 because he missed like the whole after the Browns game. Um, Definitely, I can see both, but I'm going to say he's probably going to step on the field. Son's not here right now, so I'll just bring up some questions. I see Yates Boz might be at the open practice. I hope you are. I hope everybody is. And if you are going, make sure you DM either Sutton or I. Simply as 10 on Twitter, simply as 10.prod on Instagram, or Sutton Def Twitter and Instagram. Let us know you're going to be there because we'll probably let you know where we are at so we can all meet up. Another question I see, Gerald, who do you see getting that second receiver spot for the Ravens? This is a wonderful question. I think will be the headline of training camp because we know Bateman's number one. He's come on now. If you don't think Bateman is number one, but it's definitely between, I think, Duvernay and Prochet, maybe Wallace in there, but I'm gonna go more Duvernay and Prochet, and I think it's gonna be Prochet. I think this offense, unfortunately, it's not garnered toward the deep play. It's garnered toward, if we're going to pass the ball, you better catch it. And Prochet has the best hands on the team, which I think will probably be the reason why he wins that number 2 receiving spot. What about you, Sutton? Who do you think is one of the number 2 receiving, the number 2 receiver?
I mean, I think it's got to be Prochet, right? I think, like, just the chemistry that he's built with one Rashad Bateman, who is obviously right now our wide receiver one. And then just also him working out with Lamar Jackson in the offseason, everything points towards James Prochet being our wide receiver one. And what a lot of people don't realize is that our wide receiver one is fully determinant upon who Lamar Jackson is most comfortable throwing the football to. So obviously last year it was Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown. Hollywood's not there anymore. So now the default number 1 receiver is going to be Rashad Bateman. And then behind that, I think it's going to be James Prochet because they've kind of been building that rapport. And obviously, like we talked about before, Devin Duvernay, who would be, arguably the wide receiver 2 after not Rashad Bateman. Well, yeah, after Rashad Bateman. He is more of a gadget guy in this offense. We've seen that. And I'm not in the school of thought of thinking Greg Roman has completely retooled his offensive scheme. I think we're going to see a very similar style of offense that we've seen in the years past. And if that's the case, then I think that Devin Duvernay continues to be more of a gadget guy, gadget type receiver, jet sweeps kind of guy. And James Prochet gets more of those actual slot wide receiver reps.
There you go. I don't know if you heard me. Boss said he might be at the open practice. So,
hey, there it is.
You
I'll
better
get to meet my guy Boz. Yeah.
You got to go now. You have upside.
Yeah.
So come on.
Dre says Prochet is definitely coming for that number 2 spot. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Don C, the Don, says, are you guys confident that Ronnie Stanley comes back at least 80%? If he does not, I think we have big problems.
Hey, we've talked about it. We need 100%.
Yeah.
Don't play him at 80%. All right.
Right.
I want 100%.
Right.
He can sit out. That's why you got Morgan Moses. That's why you drafted Daniel Falele. I get he's the project. And that's why you extended Patrick McCarry.
Yeah.
If not,
I mean, if Stanley is not 100%, like Alex said, don't play him. Don't start him. Like Falele, we got these other guys. Like we need Stanley to be at the best he can be because when he is at his best, the Ravens are at their best. So it just is what it is. Let's see any more questions that we have in here. Fortson Byron, my guy, says, if you can pick one player to win comeback player of the year from the Ravens, who would you pick? Let's make the media mad and give it to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. If anybody, I feel like it'd be hard for a running back to win it just because how Gus and JK both went down.
Yeah.
Maybe a Marcus Peters double-digit interception year. He's never done that in his career. His most was 8 his rookie year, but we saw Trayvon Diggs last year. Minus the whole yards given up. But if Marcus Peters, I think, puts up 6 to 7 interceptions and 10 passes deflected, and for a solid year, I think he definitely makes a case.
But can you have a comeback player of the year who was injured the entire year last year, or does it have to be somebody who's kind of like struggled on the field? You know,
That's what I thought it had to be. If they're, I don't know, if they didn't play a lot, I'm not too sure because didn't Tannehill win it after he went from the Dolphins to Titans? I think it's weird.
I'm not 100% sure, but that does
Like
sound pretty right.
what's the criteria? We don't know.
Yeah, comeback player of
We
the.
don't know.
I mean, I just feel like when I think of comeback, I'm thinking of like you perform poorly in the season prior, and then in the present season you actually
Yeah,
do well. That's what my definition in my head
I got you.
is thinking. But I don't know if I had to think of the most or to pick one comeback player of the year, I would probably say Marlon Humphrey. Because Marlon, he faced a lot of slack, and big shout out to Marlon Humphrey. His birthday just passed recently. Happy belated birthday to Marlon Humphrey. But I would say that this past year he received a lot of slack because he gave up some yards. That Bengals game he was infamous for this past season, where Jamar Chase absolutely went nuts.
And it was a bust.
But the only thing that Marlon Humphrey has to do to get right back on top and to be ranked top 5, top 3 in the corners in the league, he's got to start forcing those turnovers again. If he can start punching the football out, get back to, the fruit punch Marlowe, like he's going to definitely win comeback player of the year, because those games where he was punching the football out, those moments were like momentum swings,
Oh yeah,
they were, especially I
lacked.
remember that Seahawks game. Yeah, and that's what we lacked. We lacked that. We lacked the turnovers. We lacked those momentum swings, especially late in games. So if we can get that Marlon Humphrey back, then yeah, I think that's going to be the most improved player or the best comeback player for sure. Let's see. Fortin Byron also says, "Did you watch the Ravens players' childhood players photos and video?" Yeah, I did
100%.
watch that one. That was pretty funny.
I think that yeah. I was caught off guard by the Rashad Bateman picture. I think everybody was.
Yeah.
My favorite one though, I think, was either Patrick Queen or Calais Campbell, because Calais Campbell literally looked exactly the same, like
Yeah.
minus the beard.
There was one other guy who looked like pretty similar. Marlon Humphrey, he looked pretty familiar to me at least. Like, and I feel like most of the players picked up on that too.
Yeah,
That was funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Death to Beta says, "What games are you guys going to during the regular season?" Not sure yet. I'm not sure. Me personally, yeah. Definitely not sure yet. But once we do know, we will let you guys know. So make sure you stay locked into the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, just like you've seen down there below. And make sure you follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. And you follow this guy over here on Twitter at SimplyAs10. And on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube at SimplyAs10. Because listen, the season's right around the corner. Listen, 4 or 5 weeks away.
Oh my
If
goodness.
you want those highlight videos of your favorite team after the game, make sure you are subscribed to the Simply AS10 YouTube channel for sure.
Need that.
For sure.
Need that.
Yeah, most def. And with that being said, Alex, I'm gonna let you take us out for the night. Yeah.
What an eventful episode. A big shout out to everybody who donated. Most importantly, King and Gerald, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yolanda, I know, Tanja, Spencer, the Death Beta. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? I really hope I'm not. I think I got it.
Tanja, Spencer, Death Beta. We had G-Money come through.
King.
King. Oh yeah, my man King came through.
Yeah, big shout out to all of you. Thank you very much. Black Daniel is always a thank you. But really appreciate all the love and support, even during the slow part of the season. And I am very excited. I hope to see everybody back here on Thursday with hopefully better news to talk about. Not the same negative stuff.
Right.
And as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And never, ever, ever, ever forget to call God. This has been episode 122 of the Purple Rain Podcast.